right. So, welcome. Thank you for hopping on to hear a little bit more about coaching and what it's all about. Erica and I are going to talk a little bit, both of us here today, just about our experiences and how we got started, and then also what coaching is exactly, what we do, how we earn money, how we work it into our lives, those kinds of things. So, for me, I've been coaching for about 4.5 years. And I came in as a challenger. So I went into my coach's challenge group, didn't know her at all. I met her online. I didn't even know what a challenge group was, much less coaching. I had no idea what that was. But I joined her group and I really fell in love with it. I fell in love with the workouts and the nutrition plans and the community most of all. And then I started thinking, okay, well, maybe I could do this coaching thing too. I will say when my coach first approached me about it and asked, like, hey, have you ever thought about it? You know, you're really active in the groups. You'd be a great coach. I was immediately like, my immediate response was like, no way, no chance am I doing that, for a multitude of reasons. But it was kind of like the more that I thought about it, the more I was like, well, why not? If I'm loving this and this has changed my life so much, and I was in such a place of feeling like I couldn't find anything that worked. I was feeling like this defeatist attitude of like, well, I'm a mom of like really little kids and I'm just not in a space where I can take care of myself right now. And then I found that that wasn't true. And this was the avenue I found that with. And I thought, why wouldn't I share that with other moms who might be feeling the same way? Huge step out of my comfort zone to get started with coaching, but like anything else, you get used to it. And it's now I cannot imagine my life without this job, without the community and the friendships I've made and all the other things. So that's a little bit about my story. Erica, you can share yours.
Yeah, I always love hearing these stories because it just is so cool how different everybody's reasons for joining. I was actually approached years and years ago about coaching, and at the time I had all the hesitations and the no way I couldn't do that. Despite I had done some Beachbody workouts and liked them. And then fast forward, I've always been a runner, and I had an injury that was just wouldn't go away. And then I was also struggling, probably the hardest time in my life, when we were trying to have our third child and it just was not happening. And I just felt very negative and sad all the time. And just like, it was consuming me. And I remember one day I just like said, God, I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm done. Like, tell me where I need to go. Oh, also I have a nutrition degree too. And I've always wanted to fuse like my nutrition and teaching somehow. And it just never presented itself. So anyway, I was really low and I was like, I don't know what you want me to do, but just show me something. I can't do this anymore. This isn't working. And I swear it was like 2 days later and I saw Jess posting that she was doing this workout and she was starting her coaching journey. And I was like, that's my sign. It's the best of both worlds. I knew Beachbody workouts that I loved. I could fuse my teaching and nutrition degree, and I can focus on something positive and something in my control, rather than focusing on things that weren't happening. So I was a little different. I joined knowing like, hey, I'm going to do the coach. I signed up right away as a coach. I kind of looked, just watched for like a month, and then I just dove in. And here we are 4 years later. So.
Yes, I love that. I know. I love how everybody's stories are a little bit different. Some people do come right into the community, like, I want to do the coaching thing right off the bat. And then others are, you know, once they're in the challenge group, they kind of figure out how awesome it is and think, why wouldn't I tell everybody else about this? So yeah, everybody has their own story, which I love. We're going to talk a little bit. I touched briefly on the fact that I was scared to start for many reasons. And I think a lot of times people in general, we let fear hold us back from starting things. And we tend to think, oh, well, they're doing it because they weren't scared. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I honestly don't know that I've met a coach who didn't have fears before getting started. And it's just about, you know, leaning into those fears and making it less about ourselves and more about the people that we can help. And so we're just going to kind of talk briefly about some of the fears we had, and, you know, that maybe you can resonate with some of them, and maybe these are some of the things that you're feeling and that might be holding you back right now. So Erica, you can jump in if you want.
Yeah. So some of the things are all of our hesitations. The first was judgment from family and judgment from people What are they going to think when they see me putting myself out there? And the truth is, that's mostly in our head. Like most people, I've never really had somebody be mean to me or say anything. Are people judging me? Maybe, probably, let's be honest. But in the grand scheme, if someone's going to judge you for trying to better yourself inside and out and help others better themselves, like that's on them. And it takes a little bit to get into that mindset, but you'll see later that one of our jobs is personal development, which really helps you get through that judgment. And honestly, most people appreciate you putting yourself out there because it is helpful and you are inspiring others. The big one is that you're not a salesperson and you don't want to be salesy. And while yes, like you have to realize that while we are selling something, we are selling Beachbody products and the community, but you don't have to do it in a scammy, salesy manner. It is about building relationships with people, showing your real struggles and how you're fitting it into your busy life, and you're building that connection and that trust with people. And that's what makes people want to join you. Yes, of course, if you just start, bugging people about join this, and just promoting and talking constantly about the products rather than sharing why they're working for you, then yeah, it will be scary and salesy, but it does not have to be at all. And now I don't feel like I'm I just feel like I'm sharing what I love, and you can join me. Would love for you to. If you say no, that's okay too. I don't have time or I'm too busy. That is furthest from the truth. In fact, most people who have the least amount of time are the most successful because they learn how to be efficient and get the work done that needs to be done rather than get distracted by, scrolling on Facebook or making, cute graphics. Like I'm telling you, I get more work done when I'm back to work in the fall as a teacher and don't have as much time on my hands. And it's like anything, if it's important to you and you want to make it work, you're going to find the time to, to squeeze in your coaching work.
Yes, definitely. And speaking, like I always use Erica as an example of like the busiest person that I know, full-time working mom of 3, including a toddler. And I always say, if she can build this business and she has built it to a big business in just pockets of time, then anybody can, because like she said, if it's important to you, you'll do it. So another one of the big fears that I had was like not being qualified to be a coach. I remember when my coach, her name's Amber, when she first asked me, I was like, me, who the heck is going to follow me? Who's going to join me? What do I know about this? You know what I mean? I'm just like doing these workouts. What do I know about coaching someone? And it also kind of ties into like not being a salesperson. And I just want to reassure you that very few of us are salespeople by trade, like coming in with a sales background. Like Erica's a teacher, I'm a nurse, Jen's a physical therapist. So it's not about selling, it is about sharing what's working for us. And that's always the mindset that we have. And as far as being qualified, the really cool thing is, as a coach, you are not the trainer. You're not the nutrition expert. We have those things on Beachbody. Beachbody has the super trainers. They're the ones that create the workouts, very well planned out programs. The nutrition programs are created by registered nutritionists, dietitians. And our job as coaches is to encourage people. And I think that was something that I didn't really know when I first started too. I thought, coach, that means I need to have all the answers. I need to be the expert. I need to be in tip-top shape. And that's not what that means at all. It means that you're a real person who's there to encourage others on their journey. And, you don't have to be perfect. And that was another one of my fears, because I was postpartum when I started coaching and I was not at like my goal weight at the time. I didn't, and I just thought I still have all this weight to lose. Like no one's following me, but that's exactly, people want to be with you on the journey. They don't want to be with someone who's perfect. They don't want to be with someone who never trips up, because that's not real life. That's not realistic. And in our coaching team and our coaching community, we're so real, and we share vulnerably, we share authentically about our slip ups too. We're not on here to pretend that we're like experts and that we never miss a workout and we eat perfectly all the time, That's not who we are. It's not. And we are all about like sustainable, healthy living, which means, yeah, you have treats. And yes, you don't, sometimes you skip workouts, and that's okay. It's about jumping back in and recognizing how you feel and helping other people recognize that too. So another kind of fear is like the market being saturated. Oh my gosh, well, there's so many coaches out there. Like, nobody's going to come with me. There's too many others. I mean, honestly, that couldn't be further from the truth either. Think about your sphere of influence, and your sphere of influence is so different than everybody else's. There's definitely people in your world. I bet you could think of 5 right off the bat right now who could use help with their health and fitness journey, support, encouragement, accountability. People need that all over the world. And there's definitely not too many people helping people with that. And so I think that's a one that's not really true at all. And then another one is, so the last fear that I wanted to talk about really quickly is spousal support. I know that sometimes people who don't understand this business, who don't understand like network marketing, might think, okay, like what is this? What is this little coaching thing that you're doing? Is this a pyramid scheme? Which, let me reassure you, it is not. And I think as far as support comes, it's just about sharing with your spouse why you want to do this. Like, this is something that will bring you joy, that will fill your cup so that you can help other people. And a spouse who loves and supports you should support that decision. Like, you're not asking, in my opinion, you're not asking for permission to coach, you're asking for support on something that you really want to do. And Mike and I had this conversation early on when it came to coaching, because it can sometimes seem like, oh, you're just on your phone. Like, are you scrolling? What are you doing? And it's about having that conversation. I'm having intentional work time on my phone right now. And I think when you can have that open conversation with your spouse, everything just goes so much better. And just being true about why you want to do this. And so that was the last kind of thing I wanted to talk about there.
Yeah. And just knowing that we all had these misconceptions and fears in starting, but together, which is one of the reasons now we're talking about why we love coaching. I'm going to group a couple of these together because they kind of go hand in hand, the community and the accountability, like the community itself as far as your health and wellness and support, but the community as far as coaching too, when you're feeling in these fears and misconceptions, like we have each other to talk them through and kind of work it out. And it's nice to know, oh, okay, well, she felt nervous about this too. Here's how she figured it out. So the community support within the coaching aspect as well is amazing. And the accountability that it also brings along, you know, if you're the coach, there's this added sense of, okay, not that we're not perfect, like Jess said, or not that we are perfect, like Jess said, trust me, I slip up all the time and I don't eat clean, or, you know, and, but having that extra, well, I should show up most of the time, you know, as a coach, that really helps you stay consistent with your coaching or with your own health and wellness journey. I also love that it's something just for me, you know. I don't know if you have a family, Alex, or what your situation is, but even if you don't, if you're single, whatever, like, we're so busy, there's always just so much going on. And like, this is just my little thing, my project that I love to work on. It doesn't feel like work to me. It feels like a passion project. So I love that I just have this outlet for, you know, just the craziness of life. And for me, there is, you know, it's a job too. So it takes work, but that means you're also going to be paid and there's opportunity for income. And I know for myself, it just helped me, you know, I'm a teacher. So this supplemental income is really, really helpful. And I'm grateful for it, for those unforeseen expenses. You know, I have been able to help pay for our camper, you know, my coach money goes to our camper payment each month. So things like that, even going school shopping, that used to be a big stressor for me because it's a lot of money at one time. And now I'm like, well, I have this extra income. It's okay now. And for me, that's huge.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I know. I was just sitting here thinking of all the things I'm using my income for now too. And we always saved mine and we would use it for like home improvement stuff that we were doing. And now I'm saving my money for Disney and we are going to Disney in December. And I'm like, it's just such a sense of pride to know that I am able to provide the financial means to take my family there. Now, like Erica said, it takes hard work. It takes working, consistently over time. It's not like, money just starts appearing on your doorstep, but there are definite huge possibilities and it can open doors that otherwise maybe wouldn't have been there. So another reason that I really love this job is being my own boss. So like I said before, Erica's a teacher, I am a nurse. We are far from our own bosses in that realm. And, we run our businesses here the way that we want to. We show up when we want to, how we want to, and we run things the way that we want to run things. It's not about clocking in and clocking out, and you have to do this on this day at this time and show up here no matter what. Now, of course, you have to work and work consistently, but you make your own hours. And that's so different than nursing, like the clocking in, clocking out thing. I cannot clock out before 7:28 p.m. or I get docked. Like that is how that works. And this is so different. And there's just such a sense of freedom and flexibility, especially when you have a family and you want to be spending intentional time at your kids' schools or activities or those kinds of things. You can always be there for that stuff, always. And you just have to prioritize your coaching work in those other parts of your day, which is really, really cool. Another thing is the trips that we get. So I didn't know anything about this when we started. Truly, I knew nothing about these incentive rewards that we could get, but I have been, all of us, I think coaches have been on more trips in the past couple of years than we probably have in our whole adult life prior to that. And it's really cool because the team that we are on too is led by one of the top coaches in the network. She puts on retreats every year. We went to North Captiva Island last February and it was incredible. There's an opportunity to win what we call a success club earn what we call a success club trip every single year from the company that is somewhere incredible. This year it's going to be Riviera Maya. Last year was Punta Cana. And these are just things that, again, in the nursing world, don't get things like that. Like I get a lunchbox here and there. One time I got a $5 Wendy's gift card. And it's just like, I can't even believe that I can earn these things. And it's just for helping other people feel healthier. So it's like a win-win. You earn money, you can earn trips, you're helping other people. Like, it's incredible. And then the other thing is that you are never alone, which Erica said. I fell in love with the challenge group community when I first joined as a challenger, and having other people hold me accountable to my health and fitness, and knowing other people were, had similar goals and things like that. And then once I joined the coaching community, it's like a whole other community of uplifting, empowering, positive, optimistic people. And they always say, like, you are who you surround yourself with, right? And this community truly, like, everyone is just so supportive. And we're all there to help each other. This is not like you're thrown in, okay, you're a coach now, figure it out, get yourself started and go. No, we are helping each other. Of course, at the beginning, when you sign up with your coach, we mentor you one-on-one to get your business up and running. We'll often put you in little pods of newer coaches that are starting, so you guys can kind of start together. And then the entire time we're in it together. We have Facebook threads, we have Facebook groups. You can always, plug in there, ask your questions and things like that. So you're never, ever alone, which is really cool too. I think that's about it.
Okay. Yeah. So it is a job. It takes work and consistency, so you will get paid. So how do you get paid? First of all, it is not a get rich quick gimmick. And like Jess said, as you keep going and stay consistent, you will see an increase in your income. And I suggest to all my new coaches to start taking keeping track of your income, because it is so cool to see the progression year, month after month and year after year, and how your business is growing. And it is not a pyramid scheme. I think that was one of our fears too. I don't want to be a part of one of those, but they're actually illegal. And, MLMs are monitored to make sure that they're not a pyramid scheme. So anyone can join. And per your effort and in your consistency, that is how it depends on how much you'll be able to get paid. And the really cool thing about this particular MLM, Beachbody, is it is like next to nothing to join. I mean, you join with your total solution pack when you sign up, and then we have a monthly fee of $15.95, which is for, maintenance of our resources that Beachbody provides for us. And it's just really, to be able to grow your business, they're not asking much from the coaches. And of course, we're going to be products of the products, which Jess will talk about here in a bit, but next to nothing to sign up to. So once you start working, the first way you earn money is commission, 25% on product sales. That, you sign a person up, you get 25% on whatever they happen to purchase from you. Jess, I think you were taking the next one, or I can keep going.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, commission.
Yeah.
It's really not that long. Commission,
Yeah,
25% on products.
Yeah.
Then there's what's called volume. And so basically when you start getting coaches and preferred customers who want to join you, you're going to start earning, it's like a virtual piggy bank, and you start earning this volume. And after you earn your first rank, which is Emerald, you get to start cashing that volume out. And there's a ratio, and we won't get into super detail about it, but you get to earn your commissions, and then you start to earn this volume through you starting to build your downline. And then this is even the cooler part, because like Jess is a teacher, we get like donuts or lunch provided. There's no bonuses in the teaching world, and at a certain level in your business, you can get a quarterly bonus, which is so cool. That you get paid, you get recognized for doing your job, in this case, helping people with their health and wellness, and then you eventually helping your coaches with their coaching business too. So there's different ranks and different levels of bonuses. And the other way, it's not, necessarily monetary, but there are ways to earn prizes by earning. If you reach Success Club, which Jess will, we can talk about that later in more detail, but you get these cool prizes. I mean, this is one I'm using now, this little light here. What was the most recent one? Oh, the sweat tank.
Sleeveless sweatshirt.
Right? Sleeveless sweat tank.
I love it. Yeah.
I put it on the other day. I like it too, but it's just nice to be recognized for doing your job.
Yeah.
And then even this month, there's an opportunity to earn $100 bonus. Every coach, whether your rank, doesn't matter what your rank is. So, it's really cool. They really do. Beachbody really does recognize coaches who are doing the work.
Yeah. Yeah. So
what the heck do we do? Yeah.
Right. So, what do we do? As coaches, basically we run our challenge groups. So, a lot of you who are considering coaching are in our challenge group currently. And basically we run those by posting a motivational post every day. We will go live in there. We'll have like little challenges. We recognize our challengers. That's our big job, because that's where the accountability is provided. That's where the support and the encouragement is provided to our clients, is in those groups. So we run those groups. You can run them by yourself, or you can run them with a friend, like Erica and I run ours together. So that's pretty much what we do. And so we are products of the product, which is what Erica talked about first, meaning we work out, we drink Shakeology. Those two things. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. So that's the first thing. And then we run our groups. We invite people to join us on our journey. And that notion can be scary at first, but really when you think of it, you're sharing what's working for you and inviting other people to jump in. It's like, if you're hosting a party or something and you're reaching out to someone to personally invite them, makes them feel good. Like, oh, you thought of me. Okay. And it's very much like that. Like, I'm doing this awesome fitness program. I'm loving it. I have this group going. There's so much energy, so much fire. Would love for you to be in there with us. What do you think? So that's part of our job as well. And then personal development is another one, which is never, ever anything I did prior to coaching. And I love that part of our job is taking care of our physical bodies, fitness and nutrition, but also taking care of our mindset. So I always have a book. Right now I'm reading Jen's book here, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. I'm reading that right now. There's just always something. I have my whole list of personal development books up here. I listen to podcasts, audiobooks, all those things, because being healthy is not just about your body, it's mindset too. And I love that that's part of our job, because what other job is your first job to take care of yourself? I think that that's so cool. And then recognition is the other part of our job, where we recognize our coaches for a job well done. We recognize our challengers, because that's something that people crave. People want to be recognized when they're putting in hard work. They want to know that people see them. And we get to be the people that provide that. We get to provide that positivity for people. We get to provide that recognition. And that's something that, like I said, I think a lot of people are craving, and they don't maybe get elsewhere. And I love that that's part of what we do. Is there anything I forgot there, Erica?
Nope, you got the vital behaviors.
I got a little sidetracked there. Okay.
No, that's it. So
yeah. So just pretty much now, the way that you get started, it's very, very easy. Like Erica said, there's just you get started with the Total Solution Pack, which is probably how most of you have signed up if you're in our community now, and you can get signed up as a coach at the same time. If not, we can upgrade you to a coach. That's really easy to do. And then you, like Erica said, pay the $15.95 monthly business service fee that takes care of your whole online office. You don't have to hold any products or anything in your home. Beachbody takes care of shipping everything out. That's never anything you need to worry about. So that fee kind of like pays for that kind of stuff. There's lots of trainings they have and all that kind of stuff. And really the biggest thing is to just get started. There's tons of trainings. You could watch trainings all day, but the biggest thing is to just pick a program that you are loving, where you are feeling really, really good. And you know that it could help other people, and just sharing about it and inviting them to jump in and join you, because you know it could change their lives the way that it has changed yours. So it's just about getting started. Yeah, I think that's about it. Anything else?
No. That's
okay.
It. Questions
awesome.
or anything?
Yeah, I know. If you have any questions, definitely let us know. We'll touch base definitely after the call, and I have this recorded so we can send it out to the others that weren't able to hop on. But thank you so much for being here and just learning more about it and what it can provide for you and for your family. And just we'll touch base after this. All right, ladies. Well, everybody have a great rest of your Thursday, Friday Eve, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.